The rain was crazy that morning, like the kind where you can't even see 2 feet in front of you. Jake had been driving Route 42 for 20 years now? Something like that. Same stops, same houses, same sleepy kids dragging themselves onto the bus every single day. He knew this route better than he knew his own neighborhood, honestly. But this morning, something felt off. 7:15, Oakwood Drive. He pulled up like always, wipers going nuts trying to keep up with the rain. And that's when he saw the kid. This little boy, maybe 8, just standing there on the sidewalk getting absolutely soaked. No umbrella, no raincoat, nothing. Just a t-shirt and jeans that were probably cold and heavy by now. His backpack was hanging off one shoulder, water dripping off it. But here's the weird part. He wasn't moving. Wasn't trying to get out of the rain or get on the bus. Just standing there, Jake opened the door. "Hey buddy, you coming or what?" He yelled over the sound of rain hitting the bus roof. "You're gonna get sick out there." The kid didn't move. Didn't even look at him. Okay, that's weird, Jake thought. In 20 years, you get pretty good at reading kids. You know when they're faking sick. When they had a fight with their parents. When something's actually wrong. And this, whatever this was, it wasn't normal. Jake did something he basically never did. He put the bus in park mid-route and got out. Rain hit him like a wall. Within 3 seconds, he was as wet as the kid. His shoes made this gross squishing sound as he walked over. He got down on one knee so he could look the boy in the eye. "Hey, what's going on?" Jake asked, trying to sound calm. "Why aren't you getting on?" The boy looked up finally. His face was soaked and Jake honestly couldn't tell if it was rain or tears or both. Probably both. His eyes were all red and puffy. His bottom lip was doing that shaky thing kids do right before they completely lose it. When he spoke, it was barely a whisper. "I can't go to school. My mom won't wake up." Everything stopped. The rain was still coming down, but Jake didn't hear it anymore. All he heard was that sentence. "My mom won't wake up." Those words just kept repeating in his head. "What do you mean she won't wake up?" Jake's heart was starting to pound, but he kept his voice steady. "Where is she right now?" "Inside." The boy pointed at the house behind him. "Blue door, flower pots on the porch. Normal-looking house. I tried to wake her up. I shook her and I said her name, but she won't wake up." You know what? If you believe in listening to that voice in your head that says something's wrong, hit that subscribe button. Because what Jake did next, the call he made in the next 60 seconds, that's what saved a life that morning. Jake didn't waste time thinking about it. "Show me," he said, already getting his phone out. The kid led him up to the door. It was unlocked. Jake pushed it open, and the first thing that hit him was the smell. Hard to describe, but it was that metallic kind of smell that just screams at your brain that something's very wrong. Living room was small, clean. Toys in boxes, couch with a blanket on it. And on that couch was a woman, probably mid-30s, just lying there completely still. Her skin had this gray color to it that made Jake's stomach drop. He'd seen that color once before, years ago when his dad had the heart attack. She wasn't moving. Her breathing was so shallow you could barely see it. The boy was standing in the doorway, just staring, waiting for Jake to fix it. Like Jake was the only person in the world who could help. Jake hit 911 so fast he almost dropped his phone. His hands were shaking, but somehow his voice came out okay. "I need an ambulance. 847 Oakwood Drive. Woman, 30s, not responding. Breathing's really shallow. Could be diabetic thing or heart thing, I don't know. But you need to get here now." Dispatcher started asking all these questions, but Jake was already moving, checking her pulse, making sure her head was tilted right so she could breathe. All that stuff from the first aid class the bus company made him take 15 years ago. He never thought he'd actually need to use any of it. Definitely never wanted to. "What's your mom's name?" Jake asked without looking away from her. "Sarah," the kid whispered. "Sarah Mitchell. My name's Tyler." "Okay, Tyler, listen," Jake said, trying to sound way more confident than he felt. "Your mom's gonna be fine. Help is coming, but I need you to do something. Go get a blanket, warmest one you got, and bring it here. Can you do that?" Tyler took off running. Good. Giving him something to do kept him from completely freaking out. Kid came back maybe 30 seconds later with this big, thick comforter, and Jake covered Sarah with it, trying to keep her warm while they waited. 4 minutes. That's how long it took for the ambulance to show up, but it felt like 4 hours. Jake stayed on the phone with dispatch the whole time, kept checking her pulse, kept talking to Tyler about random stuff to distract him. Told him about his own daughter who used to forget her lunch every day. Dumb stories. But they kept Tyler from losing it. When he finally heard the sirens, he felt like he could breathe again. Paramedics came in fast, started working on Sarah while asking Jake questions. Diabetic emergency, they said. Blood sugar crashed during the night. Another hour or so, and she probably wouldn't have made it. They got Sarah on a stretcher, still out but breathing better with the oxygen mask on. Tyler tried to get in the ambulance with her, but the paramedic stopped him. Sorry, buddy, we need room to work. Is there someone who can watch you? Tyler's whole face just crumpled. My dad moved out last year. I don't know who to call. Jake didn't even think about it. He's with me, he said. I'll take him to the hospital. Paramedic looked like he wanted to argue, but something about Jake's face made him just nod. County General. See you there, Jake called his dispatcher, explained what happened in like 30 seconds. She started going on about procedures and finishing the route and all this other stuff. But Jake wasn't really listening. There's a kid who needs to see his mom, he said. I'm taking him. Get someone else for the route. And he hung up. Tyler sat in the front seat, still soaked, still shaking. Jake wrapped him in the emergency blanket and just drove. Didn't stop at the next houses. Didn't go to school. Straight to the hospital. Broke probably 4 or 5 traffic laws getting there, but whatever. 12 minutes. Tyler barely said anything the whole way, just stared out the window with this blank look. Right as they pulled into the hospital lot, he finally spoke. How'd you know what to do? His voice was so quiet. Jake turned to look at him. Honestly, I didn't. I just knew I couldn't leave you standing there. In the ER, they found Sarah awake, hooked up to all these IVs, but awake. Color was coming back to her face. When she saw Tyler, she just started crying. He ran over and climbed onto the bed, and she held onto him so tight. Jake was kind of just standing in the doorway, feeling awkward, like maybe he should leave. But Sarah looked over and called to him. Wait, you're the bus driver, Tyler told me. You saved my life, Jake shrugged. Felt weird hearing that. Just called 911. I'm type 1 diabetic, Sarah said, voice all scratchy. My insulin pump stopped working while I was sleeping. My blood sugar crashed and I didn't wake up. If Tyler had gone to school, if you hadn't stopped and checked... She couldn't finish. Jake didn't really know what to say. How do you respond to someone saying you saved their life when all you did was not ignore a kid in the rain? Anyone would have done the same thing, he said. But that wasn't true. How many people see stuff every day and just keep driving? Tell themselves it's not their problem? Sarah ended up staying in the hospital for observation, got her insulin pump fixed. Social worker came to help with Tyler. Jake left around 10 that morning. His phone had like 15 missed calls from the dispatcher. He'd probably get in trouble for this, maybe even written up, but walking out to that bus in the hospital parking lot, he really didn't care. 3 weeks later, Jake's doing his morning route and pulls up to Oakwood Drive. Tyler's on the porch this time, dry, ready for school. Sarah's standing behind him with her hand on his shoulder. When Tyler got on the bus, he handed Jake a folded-up piece of paper. Mom said to give you this. Jake opened it during lunch. Thank you card from a drugstore. But Sarah had filled the whole thing with writing, saying she could never repay him, that Tyler talks about him like he's Superman, that she still can't believe how lucky they were that Jake actually stopped. At the bottom, Tyler had written in his kid handwriting, "Thank you for not leaving me in the rain." Jake kept that card in his wallet. Still has it years later, all worn and bent but still there. Reminds him of something important. Every day we pass people who need help. People standing in their own rain. And we choose, keep going or stop. If this story hit you, if it made you think about what really matters, share this. Comment and tell us, would you have stopped? Subscribe to Everyday Heroes because these are the moments that show us who we really are. Jake didn't get written up, by the way. His boss heard what happened and decided some things matter more than staying on schedule. Company even gave him an award the next year. Jake put it in a drawer somewhere and forgot about it, but he never forgot Tyler in that rain. Never forgot Sarah's face when she saw her son. Never forgot that he had to choose between following the rules and following his gut. Because real heroes, they don't wait around for permission. They don't worry about getting in trouble. They see someone who needs help and they just stop. Even in the pouring rain. Even when they're late. Even when it's easier to keep driving. That morning, Jake stopped. And because of that one decision, a little boy still has his mom. And honestly, that's everything.